Hi everyone, it's Ann Crafty Kimchi. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to show you my DIY homemade decorations for the holidays and all with my Cricut maker. And I'm super excited to be sponsored by Cricut once again. And again, if you are on the fence about any Cricut machines, the Joy, the Cricut Explore Air, or the Cricut Maker, I'm going to show you why you totally need this in your life. I put a thought in my head and then I basically went to Cricut Design Space, I designed it, and then I put it together. And I'm loving this Christmas vibe and I'm super excited to show you how you can put this together. Here I am, I have a Dollar Tree wreath form and I am just cutting the wreath form open so I can get ready to string the wood beads. There's a little tab that was on this wreath form, and here I am removing it, and I will start to feed the wooden beads on the wreath form. And I just keep stringing all the wood beads, and here they are completed. Now to seal the ends, I do use some E6000. I will slather this E6000 on, feed a bead through, and I will do it to both ends. You just want it fully drenched in glue so the bond of the bead and the metal wire will stay put, and I had no problems with it coming apart. I'm just making sure that it fits okay, and then I go in one last time with a glub of E6000 and I will completely let this dry overnight.
Cricut Design Space Access, and I am going to pull up this project here, the mistletoe wreath, and I'm going to customize, and we're going to start with this project. I'm just going to press make it, and you will see that this requires 3 sheets of 12 by 12 paper. I'm going to press continue. Okay, and we are going to go to heavy cardstock and just take it from there.
Here you're going to need your double scoring tool with the wheel housing, and I am just going to insert this in, and we are going to get ready to score the leaves of our project. And this scoring tool really does elevate the leaves and gives it such texture, and it is just working its magic. You could see the score lines of the leaves on the paper, and now I'm going to remove my double score wheel and put in my fine tip, blade, and press go. Now that the leaves are completely cut out, I am removing them from our cutting pad, and you can see the details on the leaves. And basically, to prep them, I am folding them in half on the score line to get my leaves ready for this project. Now to assemble my wreath, I am getting floral wire and I am cutting them in strips to attach this to the leaves that we just cut out with our Cricut maker. And basically all I am doing is adding hot glue to the back and making sure with my little protective finger, I am just securing the hot glue to the back. And basically what I did was wrap the floral wire around the wooden wreath. And this basically makes sure the leaves are secure, and I will cut off any excess I do add some hot glue on the back of the leaf just so I can glue down to any wood beads just to make sure they don't move a lot. And basically I just keep taking the leaves, keep taking the floral wire, and just repeat the process as I make the wreath look full with these leaves. And you'll see here that I just like to keep it symmetrical on both ends, and I'll just trim any floral wires that I might think is a little bit excess and glue the back and secure it to any wooden beads so the leaves do not move. Again, just keep up with the process as to make the bottom part a little bit more full with all the leaves that you have. The leaves actually have so much details, and it just makes it such a beautiful piece to put together. Now I will just continue to keep gluing and making sure that the leaves are wrapped well around the beads. They do look a little bit empty for the time being, but as you add more and more leaves, the empty spaces in between will be fewer or none. And I do, as a tip, like to add some floral picks if you have any in your stash. I think they just make it a little bit more elevated, and it gives different textures to your piece besides paper, and I think that it elevates the project so much. And here I'm just continuing to glue and wrap the leaves around the wooden wreath. And again, the wreath is intact and there's no problems with it coming apart. I will glue down the leaves onto each other here and there just to give it a little bit fullness. And here we are with the completed part. Again, as I mentioned before, I did add some little floral picks on the in between the leaves of the paper. And here I'm taking a little bit of floral greenery and adding it to the front to add some texture. I'm just hot gluing that down as after I wrapped it. And then to add a little bit more elegance, I do have these little floral poinsettias that I'm just going to add to the front. I love the shimmer champagne gold, and I wanted to keep it a little bit non-traditional but still elegant. And these were purchased from the Dollar Tree, and I think they're so simple and elevates the wreath so much. And I love how this came out. Now we're going to work on the top section. I have a resin snowflake that I had in my stash that I had put together, and basically all I'm doing is adding a ribbon to the top so the snowflake can hang from the top, and it just gives it a little bit something different. I wanted a hanging element, and I thought that it was so cute, and I'm just adding some hot glue to the ribbon so the ribbon does not move around. And I have this beautiful gold champagne bow as well, and I am just tying it to the top to give it that little extra oomph to the wreath. And I think the colors go so well together. It is such a soft and delicate piece, but all homemade with my Cricut maker. Now this is the stocking name tags, and I am using these wood slices that I purchased off Amazon, and I am prepping the surface with some white paint, and I'm just doing this on top of freezer paper just to save myself from a sloppy mess. And I'm just going around the wooden slice with some white paint just to ensure that the surface is prepped and ready to go. I'm just going around and just making sure that the coat is thick enough. I just did go around it once, but I did with a generous coat of white acrylic paint. And I'm just doing them all at once just to get ready and just going around with my white paint and my paintbrush, and it was really easy to put this together. But I thought that the white paint really just elevated the wood slice, and I think it's just going to be a great piece to put together. I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you how I felt about my Cricut machine. It could be any Cricut machine from the line, the Joy, the Explore Air, or the Cricut Maker, and basically whatever I have thought in my head, I have been able to execute with the assistance of my Cricut machine. And I think that if you ever wanted to make a handmade gift, this is a machine for you. It really does give you the capacity to create your vision and produce that through your Cricut machine, and it is all handmade by you. So if that's not a selling point, I don't know what is, but it is such a wonderful tool. Now that our wood slices have been painted and the paint is fully dry, I will be taking my vinyl that I have already pre-weeded, and I'm going to apply this onto the wood slice. So I'm taking my Cricut transfer tape, and I'm just going to get this ready to be transferred on to the wood slice. I'm just going to make sure that it is on properly. Okay, and there we go. I have my mama, and I'm just going to center this. And you want the hole to be in the middle because that is where our twine is going to be put. And I think that is good. And I'm just going to make sure this is on. So when I pull this off, the vinyl sticks, and it is perfect. Okay. So now I am going to take some twine, and you want a fairly long piece because you will be stringing the beads on. You'll be stringing the beads on, and you want room for it to hang onto your stockings. So I cut about a little over 12 inches. For the twine, I do like to bunch them together. And then I do add a little washi tape on the ends. I think it makes it a lot easier to feed into the little holes. And I'm just going to wrap it with washi and just kind of squish it down. And then here in the little pre-drilled holes, I am going to feed this washi tape and string. And then I'm just going to make one knot. Okay, and then from here I will be adding my wood beads. After I fed one bead in, I do like to make knots in between. I think it just gives it a little texture, so I'm just going to go and make a knot just like so. Okay, so you just have a little bit of a knot in between. Then I'm going to feed another bead just like that. I'm going to go knot it again. Okay, and then feed another bead. Just like that, and then one last knot. And then I like to make a knot at the end, just so this is where the stocking, this will hang over the stocking, just like so, and you have a little room to hook this on to your stocking. And I'm just going to trim off the excess, and this is how the finished product looks. Again, I think it's super cute as an ornament if you wanted to, or a stocking name tag, which I think is adorable, and I love the wood elements on this. Here they are, the finished products on my stockings, and I think they're adorable, personalized gifts and decorations for my home. Thanks for watching.